ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, sportsmen, teachers, trainers, professors, professionals, listener learners, the most honorable present person Modi ji, honorable doctors and directors, respected ministers, managers, advocates, advisors, administrative advisors, I Dr. Rakesh from USA heartily, cordially welcome all of you. It is very nice time, nice place, nice section. We are recollecting what is happening around the world in the form of unity diversity. Can't step in unless there is a strong and glaring case. Supreme Court else work of law practitioners. Key issues under consideration. The Supreme Court has identified three main issues for consideration for passing interim orders at this stage. One is waqf by user, property dedicated to religious or charitable purpose. From New Delhi, May 2020, noting that there is presumption of validity in favor of laws passed by Parliament, the Supreme Court on Tuesday told petitioners challenging the validity of the Waqf Act 2025 that courts cannot step in unless there is clear and serious problem. There is a presumption of constitutional we are giving and Justice A.G. Masih told senior principal in such a way that to make a waqf, I have to prove that advertising. Shibal submitted, asserting that the petitioners had a strong prima facie case. Shibal claimed the Supreme Court on Tuesday ordered all states and designate officials in the Department of Human and Child Development at the taluka levels as protection officers under the protection officer. Protection officers are entrusted with the safety and well-being of victims of domestic violence and shall as far as possible be warned. A bench of justice by B.V. Nagathana and Justice Satish Chandra Sharma directed the Chief Secretary of State to expose Pak first team leaves for UAE today, led by Shrikant Shinde on party delegation to also visit Congo, Liberia. Indian diplomatic outreach on Operation Sindhu. Through all party delegations visit to 7 delegations set to leave for the UAE. The first delegation led by Shiv Sena MP Shrikant Eknath Shinde will also travel to Congo, Sierra Leone and Liberia. Over the next 4 days till May 25, the remaining 6 delegations will also leave the country to address audiences. Policymakers and elected representatives in several countries. In all, the delegation will visit 32 countries to convey New Delhi's stance on terrorism. Following the Pahalgam attack and Operation Sindoor, the Indian delegation will take over India's anti-terror message and highlight that all terror links, both direct and indirect, can be traced to Pakistan. Foreign Secretary Evaluator today briefed the delegation on the mode and purpose behind the outreach exercise. During the meeting, the delegation leaders were informed that the suspension of the Indus-Western Treaty IB Chief Tapan Jeka, HP cadre officer, gets another 1 year term. Jolt to that stressed Punjab's and Kutch borrowing limit by 16,676 crore rupees. Pakistan promotes Army Chief Munir to Field Marshal rank. Now, news from Haryana. What is happening in Haryana? Let us go through the glimpse of works. 174 Bangladeshis detained in Jajjal, deportation process underway. Many worked at brick kilns for years without documents. Police expanded crackdown from Jajjal. As many as 174 Bangladeshi nationals were detained from two brick kilns in Jajjal district as part of a major police crackdown on illegal immigration. Officials confirmed on Monday the migrants who had entered India illegally and lived undetected for over a decade are now housed at a local dharmshala under police protection with arrangements made for food and basic care. These individuals will be deported after police verification, fingerprinting and other formalities. We are awaiting necessary permission from the authorities concerned. Once everything is in place, we will be sent back to Bangladesh by Bashir, said Dr. Rajshri, Commissioner of Police Jajjal. According to police, the detained individuals had settled in the area without any identification documents and worked in harsh conditions at local kilns to support their families. Some arrived in India as children and grew up working in these kilns. We were told we would find work and food there, said one of the detained migrants. The agent made arrangements and brought us illegally to the order at night, he reported. Several migrants spoke of being lured by agents who promised jobs and used underhanded tactics to sneak them across the India-Bangladesh border. The agents would create disturbances to distract guards while taking us through hidden routes, one of them claimed. Dr. Rajshri said the crackdown is far from over with more sites under surveillance. We are identifying more locations. The crackdown is going on, she said. The meeting has also been held with the District Brick Kiln Association, instructing kiln owners not to employ laborers without valid documentation. Strict action will be taken against violators, he added. The incident has spotlighted long-standing issues related to undocumented migration, illegal employment and the exploitation of cheap labor in Haryana's industrial zones. 16 held in Diwali. In a joint operation, the Central Indian Intelligence Bureau and Rampura Police apprehended 16 Bangladeshi nationals, including 5 women and 5 children. 29 more Bangladeshis held in Rohtak. As many as 29 more illegal immigrants were Bangladesh has been detained by the police from a rape killer in Kalanu area of the district. 40 illegal immigrants from Bangladesh were detained from rape killers at Parmana and the Toti villages in the district. Earlier, all 69 illegal immigrants who do not have any passports have been detained and will be deported soon, said Uttar Police spokesman Sunny Lura. Professor sent to judicial custody until May 27. Nagrik Adhikar Manch protest arrest seeks his release. From Sonipat, the Rai Police on Tuesday produced Ashoka University Associate Professor Ali Khan Mahmudabad, who was arrested for reportedly making remarks on social media platforms regarding Operation Sindoor in the court after 2-day police remand. After hearing the arguments, the court sent the professor to judicial custody. Meanwhile, the Nagrik Adhikar Manch protested against the arrest and demanded his immediate release. After holding a meeting, the protesting members also submitted a memorandum to the Deputy Commissioner in University Card. The police arrested the professor on Sunday after the registration of 2 cases and FIR on the complaint of Yogesh Jatheri BZYM, General Secretary and Sarpanch of Jatheri Village. Another case registered in the complaint of Renu Bhatia, Chairperson, Haryana State Commission of Women. After completion of police remand, the police produced him before the court on Tuesday and moved an application for extension of police custody for 7 days. Ali's advocates opposed the plea and the court sent him to judicial custody in the district jail. During the arguments, we opposed extension of the police ruling. The court had sent him to judicial custody until May 27. Kapil Dev Ali's lawyer. Meanwhile, a meeting was held at Choturam Dharmshala under the banner of the Nagrik Adhikar Manch Sonipat opposing the arrest. Ishwar Singh Rathi of the Manch said by leading the post of Professor Khan, it could not be said that he had shed anything against the country. Instead, he justified the government's decision on Operation Sindoor and Islam Pakistan, accusing it of spreading terrorism. Being an intellectual, he had the constitutional right to express his views, and the government had violated his right by arresting him on baseless allegations. He said the protest march was also held from the Dharmshala to the Revenue Secretary, and the delegation also submitted a memorandum to the Rishi. Police visit Yatri Dr. Navan Kur's house. MBBS scan 14 students will have key information, say police type on such sheets under forensic analysis, more questioning likely. Pro-Park videos, doctor sent to 4-day police remand. News from Sirsa. Anil Kakkar, orthopedic doctor. Mustaq Ahmad, also known as Dr. Taj Mohammed, was presented before Fatehbad Court on Tuesday for posting objectionable videos supporting Pakistan and targeting PM Narendra Modi. The police had requested a 7-day remand for further investigation, and the court granted 4 days, said prosecution lawyer Rakesh Garg. In court, the accused revealed that his passport was with his son in Malerkotla, Punjab. The police will now seize the passport and check his foreign travel history. Dr. Ahmad was reportedly visited Pakistan 4 times. The police will question him about whom he met during those visits and if he maintained contact with anyone linked to suspicious activities. According to police sources, the doctor told the police that the controversial videos were sent to him by a friend. The police would now try and objectionable comments the post with by the triggered police his arrest ex-chief of the governor. Favorite parking place for ex-bureaucrats since 2005, when former Chief Secretary G. Commission has been a favorite parking place for retired bureaucrats to become the CIC. Meenakshi Anand Chaudhary and Urvashi Commission Commissioners. There also a number of retired IAS officers. Yardwine CIC Vijay Vardhan was also a former Chief Secretary. The state government today recommended the name of former Chief Post of Information Commissioner were also recommended. On Prasad's name was around the selection committee presided over by CM Naib Singh and attended by Education Minister Mahipal Lala and Bhupinder Singh Hooda, a former CM in the absence of the leader of the Congress had nominated Hooda to attend the sources said while there was unanimity of Prasad and five information commissioner there was as information commissioners. These two vacancies would be filled later. Earlier, the search committee headed by Chief Secretary Anurag Rastogi and comprising additional Chief Secretaries Sudhir Rajpal and Sumit Mishra had prepared a panel of 3 candidates for each post, 1 CIC and 7 information commissioners. The final selection as mandated by Section 15(3) of the RTA Act 2005 was done by the CM-led selection committee. Today, the government had invited applications for the CIC and 7 information commissioners on March 4. Subsequently, 345 applications, including from retired IAS, IPS, and HCS officials, research persons from across sections of society, have been received. Currently, the Commission has 3 information commissioners, Jagveer Singh, Pradeep Kumar Shekhawat, and Kulbir Shikara. On account of staff shortage, there are over 7,000 pending RTA applications in the Commission. Pakistan spy case Ilahi's custody extended by 4 days from Panipat. The local court on Tuesday extended the police custody of Noman Ilahi, who was arrested for allegedly spying for terror organization in Pakistan by 4 more days. Ilahi, a resident of Kerala in Uttar Pradesh, Shamli district, was arrested by the CIA-1 unit of Panipat police on May 13 from Flora Chowk in Sector 29 industrial area. He was earlier remanded to 7 days police custody for interrogation. During the investigation, police discovered that Ilahi had allegedly been supplying sensitive information regarding Indian army movements to his Pakistani handlers via social media apps during Operation Sindoor. Officials also claimed that Ilahi was in contact with Iqbal Rana, the most wanted criminal from Kerala, who is believed to be operating a network from Pakistan. Sources said the police took Ilahi to his hometown and searched his residence, recovering his passport, which had expired in 2010. Notably, he had reportedly visited Pakistan in 2017. The police have obtained additional sensitive information during the interrogation and needed more time to verify the facts. This was said on Tuesday. The police sought a further 7-day remand. The court, however, granted 4 more days of custody, continuing the investigation. Military intelligence also interrogating YouTuber from his travel blogger and YouTuber from Shah. Jyoti Malhotra is being interrogated by the military intelligence besides the National Investigation Agency to look into any terror links, especially into of the Pahalgam terror attack. Police sources revealed that the Hisar police have seized 3 mobile phones and a laptop of Jyoti which were being scanned. Some checks on her mobile phone revealed that she had interacted with Pakistan intelligence operatives to share information. The sources revealed that she made the last call to Danish, the Pakistani official who was declared non grata in March. Persona non grata in March. The YouTuber had been at the center of controversy after being arrested on the charge of espionage. Some pages of her diary had also surfaced in which she had written about her trips to Pakistan. Jyoti had visited Pakistan on a 10-day visa during which she extensively traveled and documented her journey in blogs and personal diary entries. Her diary written in Hindi provides emotional reflections on cultural ties regarding the partition and asking for greater access across borders. She wrote the borders remain intact, but the soil and emotion are the same. Viola One Earth, One Soil request the Pakistani government open doors for Indians to visit Kano Sahib, Katasar and other religious places in other entries. She wrote about the warm hospitality she received, the emotional impact of standing on share of the land and her admiration for Pakistani truck art, calling it crazy and colorful. She also emphasized the importance of religious heritage and the need for mutual respect and protection of Hindu temples in Pakistan. According to intelligence reporters, probe agencies are investigating all individuals associated with Jyoti's videos. The authorities are attempting to determine if any sensitive information was recorded or shared under the guise of blogging. Horrified by Israel escalation in Gaza, UK suspends FTA talks as pressure mounts to ceasefire. Tel Aviv permits more aid strikes kill 85. Criticizing Israel's military action in Gaza. The British government has announced that it is suspending free trade negotiations with Israel and has developed new sanctions targeting West Bank's settlements. Today's actions came a day after the UK, France and Canada condemned Israel's handling of the war in Gaza and its actions in the occupied West Bank. UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy said the UK existing trade agreement was in effect. The government can't continue discussion with an Israeli government pursuing what he called egregious policies in the West Bank and Gaza. Earlier British PM Keir Starmer and appeals criticism of Israel, saying the level of suffering by children in Gaza was utterly intolerable and repeated his call for a ceasefire. I want to put on record today that we are horrified by the escalation from Israel. Starmer told Parliament his brief remarks followed a scathing joint condemnation that he issued on Monday with French President Emmanuel Macron and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. This was one of the most significant criticism by close allies of Israel's handling of the war in Gaza and its sections in the West Bengal Rest three leaders threatened to take concrete action if the Netanyahu government did not seriously renew military offensive and lift restrictions on humanitarian aid. Netanyahu said the statement was a huge prize for Hamas. Meanwhile, Israel showed no sign of responding to allies' calls to halt its new military offensive. Gaza and health officials shared airstrikes killed at least 25 Palestinians overnight into Tuesday. However, Israel said it was aligned in dozens more trucks of aid. Under pressure, Israel agreed this week to allow a minimal amount of aid into Gaza after preventing the entry of food, medicine and fuel in an attempt to pressure Hamas. After the first 5 trucks entered on Monday, dozens began entering via the Karen Sharon crossing on Tuesday afternoon. The Israeli Foreign Ministry spokesperson Oren Namatin said Ukraine allies hit Russia with new sanctions day after meeting Trump talks. China for lasting Indo-Pak truce called Islamabad iron-clad friend will cut back on political spending must. Bangladesh may reduce import duties on over 100 goods to appear strong. Officials may visit Brussels for trade talks this week. Delay in regulatory clearance contribute to uncertainty, Sheikh Sitaraman. News continue from Haryana. 95 rice mills to get 3.14 rupees bonds for timely delivery. Licenses of 2 dogs suspended from Chandigarh. JJP 6 governors intervention from Chandigarh. Practically 8,000-year-old civilization battles modern neglect. Uda slums government overthrow laundry rising crime. Now news from Punjab. In High Court, Haryana and Centre oppose Punjab lead in BBMB. Haryana find an obstructive attitude of Punjab. The BBMB 6 judgment. The application immediately after the judgment and not after opposed the Punjab, recalling the Punjab Court May 6 order the Bhagavad for the dispute. Haryana, among other things, described Punjab action paid for recalling or modifying the order, saying the court on May 6 given the impression that the meeting was held on the issue of extra water release caused as a result of erroneous, actually illegally unsustainable submissions by the BBMB. Haryana submitted that deploying the Polish force at the Bhakra Number Dam and forcibly taking over the operation and regulation despite the clear order passed by this court on May 6 showed the defiant and obstructive attitude of Punjab. It added, taking up the matter, the decision bench of Chief Justice Punjab will take time to respond to the averments given as its senior counsel Gurminder Singh appearing with additional Advocate General Chanchal Singla on the responses filed by the Central Haryana and BBMB as misleading and far from the truth. The Centre was represented by Additional Solicitor General Satyapal Paljain and Senior Panel Counsel Dheeraj Jain, Advocate General Pravinder Singh Chauhan and Additional AG Deepak Balyan appeared for Haryana. The BBMB in its affidavit said Punjab application glad, married and came too late. In case there was an infirmity in the May 6th judgment, the application should have been filed immediately after the judgment and no doubt directions were issued for compliance instead. The VBMB shall, even if the court's direction regarding water release was recalled, the main order restraining Punjab officials from intervening in dam operation still stood, as do the contempt proceedings. The bench had already taken a majority decision on April 30 to release water to Haryana in accordance with the VBMB rules of 1974. No further action is warranted by the center under rule. BSF restarts retreat ceremony after 12 days. News from Atari or Husainiwala or Sadiq. 1. May 20, amidst by Lingret gesturing by forces of the border guards of both India and Pakistan, the retreat ceremony was moved by spectators after a gap of 12 days at the Atari Wagha. Husainiwala and Sadiqi joined checkpost on Tuesday. Officials of the border guards of the two countries did not shake hands nor open the gates on the zero line at Wagha. They took down their national flags without opening the door on their sides. The border guards of both countries displayed aggressive gestures to faces, eyes, hands, and by possibly stomping their feet. Jawans and officers of the border security force were full of courage and ecstatic confidence. Female personnel of the BSF also displayed martial skills before the commencement of the ceremony. A contingent of the BSF, which incident two males and the rest women, smartly displayed their control over rifles and acrobatic moves, earning applause from spectators. The lush green fields of Husainiwala once again resonated with the thunderous tapping of feet by the BSF sentinels who outsmarted their Pakistani counterparts in danger. During the retreat ceremony, the smartly dressed BSF Jawans in their spick and span khaki attire filled the ceremony with josh as the slogans of Bharat Mata Ki Jai echoed in the airs. Turnout was seen on the Indian side today, as not many visitors were permitted. The BSF officials said the retreat ceremony would be open to the public from tomorrow owing to the precautionary measures. The gates on both sides remained closed and BSF rangers did not cross the zero line for the flag lowering ceremony, whereas usually they enter each other's territory. As West Deputy Commissioner of the Battalion said, once the situation normalized, the Jawans would start moving across the zero line as per the standard drill, adding that there would be no restriction for the people to witness the repeat from tomorrow. Rajesh Kumar Koti, the banker from Chandigarh who had come to Husainiwala to witness the ceremony, said the purpose was to laud the efforts of the BSF. No air defense was deployed at Golden Temple, says Army. Forces reject media reports. From New Delhi, the Indian Army today outrightly rejected media reporting citing the deployment of air defense guns on the premises of the Golden Temple. The Indian Army said it is clarified that no air defense guns or any other air defense resource was deployed on the premises of the Darbar Sahib, Amritsar. After High Court intervention, panels formed to check drugs in jails. Active collusion of jail officers cost. The bench had observed that such smuggling was not possible without the active collusion of senior jail officers and the local police. Clear direction had been issued to the SSP to personally examine the investigation file and submit an affidavit explaining why jail officials had not been news from Chandigarh hours after the Punjab and Haryana High Court told the Director General of Police to review Avani, senior officer, for examining all NDPS Act cases involving the allegations of smuggling from jails. The bench was informed that committees at the range and commissionerate levels had been constituted to scrutinize such cases. A copy of the DGP's order dated by 16 placed on the record before Justice N.S. Shekhawat's bench said the range level committees would be headed by the range ADGP or IGP or DIG by the commissionerate level. Panel would be led by the Commissioner of Police, IPS officer and Additional Director General of Police ANTF. Nilav Kishore had also been directed to supervise the scrutiny of panel files. In all such cases, Justice Shekhawat had earlier wrapped the Amritsar rural SSP for adopting a very casual approach in interrogating jail officials, allegedly promoting smuggling from Amritsar Central Jail. The SSP was directed to appear in court with the complete investigation record. The censure came during hearing in 3 connected petitions, wherein the accused were allegedly involved in smuggling operations while confined in Central Jail. The bench had observed that such smuggling was not possible without the active collusion of senior jail officers and the local police. Clear direction had been issued to the SSP to personally examining the investigation file and submit an affidavit explaining why jail officials had not been arraigned as accused. However, the SSP delegated the matter to Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP. The bench had observed. Once there was a specific direction to the SSP to read the file of the case personally and to take effective steps accordingly, he could not have delegated the matter further to the DSP. Justice Shekhawat had remarked, warning that the conduct bordered on contempt. During the resumed hearing, the court was told that Amritsar Rural SSP Maninder Singh had appeared in court in compliance with the May 14 order and submitted an affidavit. His unconditional apology for non-compliance with the court's March 3 interim order was accepted. The State Counsel informed the bench that the SSP was now himself examining the role of jail officials and application would be moved before the trial court. For permission to carry out further investigation, it was assured that any jail official found involved would face legal action without exception. Adjoining the matter to July 28, Justice Shekhawat directed that a fresh status report of the investigation be filed through an affidavit by the Amritsar SSP, who must continue to monitor the probe personally. His personal appearance was exempted until further orders. Now, news from Himachal Pradesh. Yes, center allows tourism activities in Kinnaur villages on China border from Shimla. The Union Ministry of Defence has acceded to the request of the Himachal government and given the go ahead for tourism activities in the villages of the Lepcha, Shipkila, Jiu and Rani Kada, which shares border with China, will fulfill any duty Kong gives me 30 buses from Shimla. Large dam water to be released advisory issued from Monday. Failed in class plus 2 exams, girl dies by suicide. Vimal Nagy's death, High Court restrains police from filing charge sheet. Government SJVNL to jointly appoint evaluator for 3 projects, CM says. High availability as free electricity. Marshall wants the 3 projects. He wants that the state government share of free power should be reduced from a static 12% to 18% and 30% and the hydropower project be returned to it after 40 years. Girls with the residents oppose power projects. Class plus 2 English paper to be re-evaluated from Dharamshala. Now, from the different opinions of the scholars or researchers or specialists or experienced persons from the different departments, now let us go through judicial service cause. On fresh law guarantees make sense. The Supreme Court has restored the reconciliation of 3 years legal practice for aspirants to entry-level post in the judicial service. This means that newly minted graduates from law schools cannot appear in the civil judge examination according to Chief Justice of India. B.R. Gavai, practical experience in court is essential for ensuring judicial efficiency and competence. The CJI has rightly observed that allowing fresh law graduates direct entry into the judiciary has created problems, as highlighted in reports submitted by various high courts. The variation in rules and rules states in another impediment in legal practice is that it can equip candidates to handle the task to impose visa restriction on India. Travel agents accused of facilitating of long-standing issues. In Burma, out war, even if India intends to keep it entirely conventional, is that it may inadvertently end up hitting a large number of nuclear weapons who ably guided the Kashmir orders precise intel-led operations will respond with fire if challenged against army siege. From Jammu days after India and Pakistan, the commander on Tuesday said that the army would respond again if challenged, shelling by Pakistan. Declared areas hit by heavy shelling, step in unless there is strong and glaring case Supreme Court tells work off. Point protection officials to call Pakistan promotes. Joel Prudence stressed Punjab Center to expose Pak first state. Now news from Nation. 3 years practice as lawyer must to enter judicial service. rules Supreme Court. The employment issues fresh law graduates without practice experience have led to many problems. The experience of various high courts has shown that upon their entry into judicial service, such law graduates begin to show behavioral and temperamental problems. Don't blow it out of proportion, CGIM protocol breach from New Delhi. Actress gets bail in court smuggling case. World adopts historic pandemic agreement to prevent outbreaks from New Delhi. The World Health Assembly (WHA) at its 78th session today adopted the historic pandemic agreement to make the world more equitable and safer from future pandemics. The agreement's adoption comes after 3 years of intensive negotiations launched due to the gaps and inequities identified in national and global COVID-19 response. India stands alone under Modi government's foreign policy, says Khalge from New Delhi. Uzbek gets cabinet berths from Mumbai. PM Modi chairs tourism sector review meeting. Over 50 murders, 125 kidneys sold up to death, and after 2 years, US joint working group in Korea's meet. Navy creates 5th century history golden vessel. Now, news from Haryana. Practically 8,000 year called civilian battles, modern neglect. Buddha, slums, government over, crop long rate, rising crime, 95 rice mills to get 3.14 crore rupees bonus for timely delivery. JP6, governor's intervention, licenses of 2 dogs suspended. Buddha slums government over crop long rate, rising crime. Thank you listeners, it is very nice time, nice place, nice section that we are appreciating our holy Indian land in the form of community diversity. For illegal colonies demolished. Rohtak varsity launches 4-year undergraduate course in English. Meritorious students honored in Karnal. Official absent from meet to get show cause notice used to say. Disabled man gets battery operated tricycle at Samandan camp in Rohtak. People suffering but we will be found. Leading for generations, Catholic villagers upset over eviction notice. Assistant town planner month for creating fake property ID. Sanitation inspector 10 workers found absent from duty. Wrong side driving, illegal parking, major traffic violations in Gujarat. CM to integrate jail training academy in Karnal today. Facility has been constructed on 6.54 crore at a cost of 3.29 crore rupees. High Court questions litigants for scandalous remarks against judicial officers. BJP councillor attacked in Sirsa amid power crisis. 7 juvenile detained in double murder case of village teens. BJP councillor attacked in Sirsa amid power crisis. Heat wave in city. Sirsa continues to struggle with intense heat wave, with temperatures reaching up to 44.6 degrees Celsius. The rising demand for electricity has led to long power cuts across the city. In the past 24 hours, power consumption in the district increased by 9 lakh units, creating additional pressure on transformers and local supply systems. Deepak Bansal, the BJP councillor from Ward 12, Minnesota, was seriously injured after being attacked by a group of people near a power station late Monday night. His father, who was with him at the time, was not harmed. Bansal is being treated in the ICU for a private hospital, according to his family. There have been repeated complaints from residents along Ward 12 about power outages late at night. Bansal went to the Kathmandu electricity office to check on the issue. As he stepped out of the station, a group of individuals surrounded and assaulted him. The video of the incident, repeatedly filmed by someone sitting in a nearby car, shows several men beating Bansal outside the power station. The video has since gone viral on social media. Bansal's family has alleged that the attack was politically motivated. They claim that supporters of an opposition candidate from the same ward were involved in the assault. Deepak Bansal had recently won his first election as a councillor. The police have been informed. The statements from the injured councillor are yet to be recorded. Investigations are going on. Meanwhile, Ilsa continue to struggle with intense heat wave with temperature reaching up to 44.6 degrees Celsius. The rising demand for electricity has led to long power cuts across the city in the past 24 hours. Power consumption in the district increased by 9 lakh units, creating additional pressure on transformers and local supply system. Officials from the electricity board and the sudden rise to temperature had caused technical issues at multiple substations. Repair work was underway and they expected the situation to stabilize within 24 hours. Juvenile detained in double murder case of village teens. News from Kathal. The Kathal police have detained 7 juveniles in connection with the double murder of 2 teenagers from Barta village. The police were also investigating. The police are also investigating the involvement of others in the case. The detained minors were produced before the court, which had sent them to juvenile detention center. All juveniles are aged between 15 and 16 years based on preliminary findings. The police believe the reason behind the crime was retaliation over alleged harassment of sisters of 2 juveniles by the victim. High Court questioned litigants for scandalous remarks against judicial officers. Alongside driving, illegal parking, major traffic violation with Jajan. Confession of Article 10. This is all about news in English, India, with different changes today. Thank you.